The Super Bowl halftime show is debatably the #1 platform that any musician can ever dream of stepping foot on. This is one of the most watched events in the world, and only the cream of the crop can perform here. Now the question is, what are they going to do with this big platform? What kind of image are they going to show on themselves? Because they know almost every single person in the United States and the world is watching them. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of Super Bowls that portray an awesome image and it's just pure fun entertainment. But I'm just going to be honest with you, majority of the time that is not the case. We end up seeing a lot of dark imagery in these shows, and early on in the years they used to disguise them very well and almost no one can notice, even me. But here's an important pattern that I've noticed. I've sat down and watched almost every single Super Bowl halftime show, and as the years progress, they throw this dark symbolism just right in our face more and more every year. And I'm gonna break down all of the dark, sick symbolism that's been portrayed in the past couple years. I'm really only gonna do the ones that stand out the most. I'm not really gonna go down deep and reach to the nitty-gritty, and I'll also show you what you can look for in these Super Bowl halftime shows for the big one by Rihanna coming up this Sunday.
In 2013, Beyonce wasted no time shining the Illuminati sign right in front of our face. And once she does that, obviously everyone wants to be like Queen Bee, so everyone does the Illuminati sign too. I am not surprised one bit. Have you ever heard what she said about Sasha Fierce?
Stage and performs. Is Sasha Fierce, when does she show up?
Usually when I hear the crowd, when I put on my stilettos, when like the moment right before when you're nervous and that other thing kind of takes over for you. Then Sasha Fierce appears, and my posture and the way I speak and everything is different.
But no, is it like a process that happens too? Like you were talking about the high heels, like once the lashes go on and the makeup and all that stuff.
It's kind of like when I do a movie, becoming the character. Once you put on the wig and once you put on the clothes, you walk different. It's kind of this character that I've created over the years.
And how is Sasha Fierce different than I am?
Well, I know, definitely wearing that bodysuit. I could never walk out here and do that.
Does Sasha Fierce ever go home? Like,
sometimes, but raise my hands up, and it was kind of the first time I felt something else come into me.
I mean, she literally says, I have out-of-body experiences on stage. If I cut my leg, if I fall, I don't feel it. I'm so fearless, I'm not aware of my face or my body. Like, what?
Now let's jump into Katy Perry's halftime show. She comes out the gates on this big lion that has red eyes, which makes it look really demonic, and she's dressed up in all flames and fire. To me, that represents like coming out of the gates of hell. She's dressed up in all fire and red. I understand the song that she's singing talks about lions and the eye of the tiger, blah blah blah, but why does it have to look like this? Why do you have to dress up in flames, and why does the lion have to look like some demonic creature with red eyes? And you haven't even noticed, but look what shape the lion is made out of. It's literally all triangles. What else would the triangles possibly mean? I mean, that symbolism is absolutely crazy to me. There's actually so many different ways she could have gone about this, but it has to be all of this symbolism. It has to be part of the Illuminati. It has to be part of something that she believes in. And to me, it's just right in front of our face. And the scene right after that, she comes out onto a checkerboard. Now this, my friends, is straight up Illuminati and Masonic symbolism. The checkerboard flooring is the flooring in the Masonic temple, which correlates directly with the Illuminati and all that other dark stuff. Here she is stomping around in her devil dress like she owns the place. I wonder what that represents. And all the little chess pieces right next to her, like her little pawns, worshiping her, following her, surrounding her, doing what they do. And would you look at that, a platform arises in the middle just like it is in the Masonic temple. And there she goes walking to go claim her throne. And look how weird this is at the end of her performance. Watch her eyes and pay very close attention. This is actually so weird, but I'm not going to read too much into it. One of her eyes literally shuts down, and it's not like she's winking or anything. Look, and every time she touches the side of her head, it opens. How weird is that?
Now let's go to the Weeknd Super Bowl halftime show, and oh man, I can make so many videos about this guy. His show opens up in the city of sin, Las Vegas. And I'm telling you right now, this guy had one dark show. I mean, it was so satanic, and I think everyone can agree on it, even him. Just absolutely no effort in hiding anything. It was all right in front of our face, and like I said, that's what we're gonna notice in these shows. As the years progress, they start to hide it less, as you can tell right here. So he comes out of the car in the city of sin and sits down right in the middle. And watch what comes from the sky. This looks like some sort of floating demon or soul or whatever you want to call it. Now check the symbolism out. It's rising from the top to the bottom, right? It could also be represented as, a soul coming from heaven to hell, because look what happens here. It crosses over his body down, And as it's going down, it joins the rest of the crowd right here. And the rest of the crowd is a bunch of demons. I mean, what else could it be, right? I mean, just look at them. It's self-explanatory. And he goes and joins them, right? Now it's a big crowd of demons or souls or something with red eyes, and the gates open up. Could it be the gates of hell? Well, whatever it is. In the middle comes the Weeknd. So the show goes on, and I'm not going to read too much into this part. I don't think there's much here, but if you want some type of explanation, to me it looks like maybe the Matrix. And here's the only reason why I think that. So on this part, he spawns like a bunch of little demons, and they all look lost. They're bumping into each other. It's kind of chaotic. They're going from wall to wall. So it could be a bunch of pawns in the Matrix, but I'm not really reading into that. What I want to read into is his little dancers. Dude, what are you wearing? And I'll tell you why I read so much into this kind of stuff, because if you see my other videos on these musicians and artists, there's no hiding it in the stuff that they're into, the stuff they do and represent. For example, The Weeknd and Beyonce, my videos on them, I mean, people that don't even believe in Satan or read into this kind of stuff look at those videos and they're like, damn, this guy has a point and this is really weird. So when they take the biggest platform in the world and they do this kind of stuff, it just makes so much sense. It's not far-fetched at all. So back to these dancers, there's a lot of theories on what this could be. I've heard there's a couple movies where the main characters in some scary movies look like these people, but whatever they are, they just look really scary and it's not pleasing to the eye. And The Weeknd's concerts are so demonic. Like, a friend the other day sent me a video of the concert he was in for The Weeknd, and he literally said he felt like he was part of a ritual. That's why if you go on my Instagram or shorts and see the video of The Weeknd, it literally looks like it's a ritual being taken place at his concert. So when you watch the Super Bowl this weekend, things I want you to look out for are this. Watch their hand. What kind of hand signals are they making? Do they ever make the Illuminati sign like Beyonce? Look at the floor. Is there a checkered floor like it is in Katy Perry? The background dancers. What are the background dancers doing and wearing? Those are the top 3 things. So enjoy your Super Bowl weekend and DM me on Instagram if you notice anything suspicious, because your girl Rihanna's taking the floor and I just know there's something coming.